I received a question from Jason in Georgia, United States. What do you think is the best way to overcome drug addiction? He adds further, my life has changed for the better ever since I made the decision to pursue and maintain sobriety 5 years ago. I chose the more traditional method of Alcoholics Anonymous and the big book as a foundational starting point of which my new life was framed around. It is not so much the removal of drugs and alcohol, and much more so a total psychic change and spiritual awakening that has made my life today so much more meaningful. For me, the growth along spiritual lines and progress, not perfection, coupled with living in the present moment, continues to serve me well throughout my journey. Yeah, okay. I am answering Mr. Jason. People try shortcuts like drugs to turn on their brains. It feels like a quick fix, a fast way to escape the dullness. But there is something deeper that many overlook: the power of doing things you love, things that challenge and fully absorb you. This is called the flow state, where time just flies by, and you are so wrapped up in the moment that everything else fades away. Flow isn't just for artists or athletes. It's available to all of us if we can find the right balance of challenge and enjoyment. Flow experiences are transformative. They transcend the ordinary and catapult us into a realm where we feel more alive than ever. It's essential to understand that achieving flow is not merely about escaping reality, it's about enhancing it. When we immerse ourselves in challenging endeavors, be it painting, coding, or mountain climbing, we activate our brains in ways that mimic the chemical euphoria sought through substances. This is the beauty of the human experience. Our brains are wired to reward us with hormones like dopamine and endorphins when we engage in activities that stimulate us. These natural highs can be cultivated through commitment and effort, leading us to feel truly fulfilled and liberated. Consider the athlete who trains for months to break their personal record. Each moment spent in the gym, every drop of sweat is a step toward an exhilarating flow state. As they push their physical limits, they release adrenaline, feel the rush of endorphins, and tap into a reservoir of confidence. It is in these moments of exertion, challenge, and mastery that they taste the sweet nectar of bliss, for superior to any chemical blend. This flow not only nurtures their physical health but enriches their mental and emotional landscape. Pleasure is often confused with real joy, but it's not the same. Pleasure is like a band aid, it covers up the pain but doesn't heal anything. Drugs, alcohol, or casual relationships can bring momentary satisfaction, but they don't touch your soul. The more you chase these fleeting highs, the more you feel trapped. True joy, on the other hand, comes from within. It's a steady feeling of contentment and peace that doesn't rely on outside sources. Take pleasure for what it is, a temporary fix. It might feel good for a while, but it's just a shadow of real bliss. It's like eating candy when what you really need is a full meal. The candy might give you a quick boost, but it won't sustain you. When you haven't experienced real bliss, even a shadow will do. But once you have tasted the real thing, you will see that the small pleasures were never enough. True joy or bliss frees you from needing anything outside of yourself. As you tap into these deeper joy, you will start to let go of those temporary pleasures. They won't seem as important anymore. The more you connect with real joy, the more you feel free. You no longer need to look for satisfaction in food, relationships, or entertainment. When you are genuinely happy from the inside, nothing outside can control or trap you. You become free from needing things to fill a gap. To live fully means to go beyond just physical pleasures. Real joy isn't found in a one time experience, it's something that can be felt constantly. You don't need to rely on external things like sex, drugs, or alcohol for those highs. There is a way to feel that deep sense of happiness and connection without needing physical triggers. This is what is meant by the idea of a perpetual orgasm. It's not about sex, but about a continuous state of bliss and ecstasy. When you understand this, life itself becomes an endless source of joy. You start to realize that the greatest highs don't come from outside experiences but from connecting with your true self. Spiritual practices like meditation or simply being present can help unlock this sense of ongoing happiness. The more you practice, the more you will find that real joy doesn't come from chasing pleasure, but from being fully alive and engaged with life. Imagine walking on a beach at sunset, the waves crashing, the sky, a burst of colors. In that moment, you are not thinking about what you need or what's missing. You are just there fully absorbed in the beauty of it all. That's the kind of bliss we are talking about. A natural high that comes from being deeply connected to the world around you. It's an experience of pure joy, free from the need for anything else. Understanding the difference between pleasure and bliss is the key to freedom. When you know that pleasure is temporary, you stop getting caught up in chasing it. You start looking for more meaningful experiences that bring lasting joy. This doesn't mean that life becomes easy. It takes effort to cultivate this kind of joy, but it's worth it. By challenging yourself, by stepping out of your comfort zone, you begin to experience true freedom. Facing your fears is one of the quickest ways to unlock this flow. Whether it's learning something new, speaking in front of a crowd, or pushing yourself in a workout, these challenges release adrenaline and fill you with a sense of accomplishment. Each time you step up, you grow stronger, both mentally and emotionally. And with that strength comes a deeper sense of joy. As you continue on this path, you will find that life becomes richer. Every moment, every experience takes on new meaning. Instead of feeling trapped by the need for constant entertainment or pleasure, you feel liberated. You are no longer a consumer of life but a creator of it. You actively shape your experiences and find joy in the process. The journey to experiencing flow and true joy is an ongoing process. It's about recognizing that pleasure is just a shadow of what's possible and that real bliss comes from within. By focusing on activities that challenge and engage us, we can enter into a state of flow where we feel fully alive and connected. As we cultivate this kind of joy, life itself becomes a source of happiness. We learn to appreciate each moment for what it is without constantly seeking external validation or temporary pleasure. And in doing so, we unlock the true potential of our existence, a life filled with joy, freedom, and endless possibilities. Remember, if there is no excitement, you will never be bold enough to dive into the ultimate void, which leads to liberation. A certain kind of intoxication is essential for meditation. Without it, sitting still becomes the most difficult task. You would find it torturous trying to focus with your head drooping down. This state of intoxication is very important. That is why Lord Shiva is depicted carrying the moon, symbolizing that he is always intoxicated but not with alcohol. Instead, he absorbs the moon's light which he carries in his air, always in a state of bliss. But this blissful state is not the final goal. What it does is the remove the fear of suffering. When this fear is completely gone, you no longer worry about what will happen to you. Only then do you dare to truly explore life. Otherwise, everything you do, whether it's your career, business, or marriage, is based on securing safety. As long as the fear of suffering remains, you won't have the courage to explore deeper aspects of life. Only when you are intoxicated with life, fully aware and fearless, will you be willing to go anywhere without worrying about the suffering that may come. There is more to come in this series, so stick around for the next episodes. Thank you.